where your purpose is discovered and your destiny is fulfilled by grace.
So today, in a very quick way, we're going to look at who are you praising? Who are you praising? Are you giving the praise that is due to God to somebody else? You know, many of us will give the praise that is due to God to our bosses, simply because they are going to promote us. I mean, Africa in particular, you will see, you know, when you go to parties, I don't know if they still do those sort of parties now, you know, where they will block the road and then the musician will be singing and begin to call your names. You will go to your forefather's house. If I think they do a lot of research. Without internet, those guys are smart. Because I mean, okay. Those days, I don't think they use internet. I doubt. Knowing those musicians, I don't think so. But they know they'll just call family, especially families and friends that live in your town. They ask, what are the things we need to say concerning this man that will make his head swell? You know. And they begin to give praise that belongs to God to a man. Simply because they want the man to begin to give them money. And then sometimes we give praise that is due to God to our parents, to our spouses, to our pastor or pastors, to our children. And then the one that is very common, to the helpers of destiny. So they are the ones that God has sent to our lives to help us. And then they become a little God to us. They are only just a vessel, a medium. They are not the real thing. And so let's be watchful who will send our praise to. Now, it's not that you cannot honor somebody, you cannot, Bible even encourages us to honor our father and honor our mothers, so that our life can be low. You can, honor your pastor, honor your, honor each other and the rest of it. We should do that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to giving praise to people, it should be God. When somebody does something to you, thank them for it. But go to your clothes and begin to say, Father, I thank you for blessing me. In fact, was it Ajeno? I think it was Ajeno who said that I was sharing. Oh no, one of those men that spoke at the F-Well. He said there was a man, he's always thanking God, thank God for providing for me. Thank God every day will come out of his house, I think, or his garden or whatever. Thank God for providing for me, I give you praise. And then an atheist, or someone that doesn't, atheist simply means someone that doesn't believe in God. Now move to the next door. So when it comes, was still doing the same thing. So this atheist will looking, thank God for, meanwhile you're in penury, you're struggling, I can even see your children, they don't have, the way they dress, and you're thank God for what is it doing for you? She kept doing the same thing every day. And then one day, you know what? And he said, thank God for providing for me, providing food for me. You know what the atheist did? He went to the shops and bought a lot of provisions. Bought so much, and then put it by the door of this woman. Now, and then the woman came back from work, and then he saw a lot of foodstuffs in front of the house. And then you know what the woman did? As usual, went back to the garden and said, thank God for providing food for me. Hey, it's not God, it's me. You know what the man said? Say, thank God for providing for me through the hands of the enemy, or the hand of the devil or something. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter whose hand through which the blessing comes or came, still give God the glory. Because God is the one that did it. Yes, you studied hard to pass your exams. It is God. If God removes just one screwdriver from your brain, you see and you say it's B. You see red, you call it yellow. So it's God that's keeping us strong and healthy. So let's give him praise. Because the person we're praising is the creator of the universe. Remember in Genesis, he created the plant, the animals, the humans, the entire world that we can see. He's also the one that brought about destruction on the world. Remember the flood that happens in Genesis 7 to 8. He is the God that ensured that the whole world that was unseen was destroyed by flood. Who else can do that? He's also the same God. Remember Tower of Babel? When these guys in Genesis 11 were building tower, going into the sky, God looked at them and said, "This guy, if I don't scatter their language, these guys are going to do some havoc." And so God confused them. It was God that sent confusion to them. It means that God can send confusion to the camp of your enemies, and that will be what He will do today in Jesus' name.
Amen.
It's the same God that when God told Lot and his wife and his family, guys, leave Sodom and Gomorrah and don't look back. It's the same God that when Lot looked back, what did she become? Pillar of salt. That is giving us some sort of indication that this God needs to be obeyed. This God needs to be followed through with. This God shouldn't be messed around with. It's the same God, that demonstrated his power by releasing 10 plagues over Egypt. The plagues are so strong and so powerful That even though that was going on, God, this same God, ensured that the king, the Pharaoh, or the king of Egypt, which is called Pharaoh, did not succumb to each of those things until the last one. What I'm saying is that since God has the heart of kings and princes in his hands, he turns it wherever he wants to. So while the plays were going on, he still ensured that the heart of the king was still hardened. Why? Because God wanted to show the world that is God. It is the same God that we're praising. It is the same God. That bush was burning and it wasn't consumed. Remember when he was talking to Moses? He told Moses, where you are standing is holy. Take off your shoes, out of your sandals. And none of us has ever seen anything like that before. Where you set, you can see the fire in the bush, but yet the bush is not burning. It's the same God that does such a miracle. It's the same God that used cloud in the day and pillar of fire by night to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt, through the deserts, through the water. And yet, that same fire and light wasn't seen by any other people, or it wasn't helping another person apart from the children of Israel. What does it say to us? That this same God can guide you alone. In the midst of people that are unbelievers, in the midst of people that are your haters, he can guide you among them and deliver you to victory. And I'm praying that will be a portion in Jesus' name.
Amen.
It is the same God. When they got to a place where they call bitter waters of Mara, when the children of Israel were walking out of Egypt towards the promised land, they got there and there was no water. There was water. The only water they had was bitter water. And God gave instruction to Moses what to do. And it turned bitter water sweet. Whatever is not sweet in your life, the same God can do the same thing. If as somebody, people, one thing about testimonies is that when you read other people's testimony and you accept it, you actually, I don't want to use the word invoking, because that's more circular, devilish word. But you're actually translating or transferring the same anointing that happened in those days into your life. So as I'm sharing this testimony of the things that God has done, the God that we should praise, or the God that we are praising, we should also believe that this same thing can happen in our lives in Jesus' name.
Amen.
It's the same God. Like I said earlier, that made the wall of Jericho come down flat by just a shout, without even doing anything. And then, like I said earlier, what wall is standing before you that cannot come down? It's the same God that made the sun and the moon to stay still during the battle of Joshua, when Joshua was fighting battle in Joshua 10. And Joshua needed more time to destroy the enemy's well. And then he looked up to heaven, and this same God hearkened to him, and the sun and the moon just stayed where they are. And actually, they are ahead of the scientists. They actually found that there's some missing time in the whole world's setting. And I hope that they know that this guy, Joshua, is the cause of it. What I'm saying is that God can make time stop for you. It can steal time for you. There was a time I was driving. I knew that this fuel, that sometimes that this fuel should be finished now. But God will just make the fuel to stand still where it is. God can make things stand still for you. Some of you are afraid of promotion. You're thinking people are not going to promote me because I only just started a few weeks ago and the rest of it. God can fasten, speed things up for you, as well as stopping things for you to ensure that they're all working together for your good. Now, what about the New Testament? Is the one that ensured that Jesus came through miraculous conception. Without a man, Mary was pregnant. The same God ensured that those that were meant to come and visit Jesus and bring gift for him knew where Jesus was through a star. People will say, I don't have somebody to give me direction. Why not to ask God? God can just say, look up, follow that star. And that star will lead you exactly to where your blessings are. What I'm saying is that, our God that we praise can do so much. But many of us don't even have a clue the things he can do. Many of us they will not even scratch the things that he can do in our lives. Some of us have not even seen any major miracle in our lives. Because we're not seeing these testimonies. I'm praying that as we hear this testimony of this same thing that this our God does, and as we praise him today, we begin to see this come to our life true in our lives in Jesus' name.
Amen.
It's the same God that opened the eyes of the blind, Matthew 9, 27 to 31. Blind man, or should I say blind men, were able to see. And so what is your problem? What is the challenge you're going through that you think God cannot do? What sickness or ailment do you have in your body that you think God cannot heal? It's the same God. When they wanted to pay tributes or tax, and Peter told Jesus, what do we do? Jesus said, go to this part of this place of the, it led him to the exact place he should go. Put in the thing there, the first fish that, not the second fish, the first one. The first one may be very tiny, take it. Because sometimes you see we're so greedy, first fish, you just drop it. You don't allow it to come out of the water. When you see the fish coming too close to your hook, you say, no, this one, you just miss your blessing. Because it's selfishness. If God says the first fish is the first fish, not the first crab or lobster. See lobster. Jesus, please hold on. Jesus, hold on. You bring that one in. And Jesus, I'm ready now. You've just missed it. Instructions. I was just reading, because I'm reading the Bible again. I just keep reading the Bible basically. So that I start from Genesis, get to Revelation, start again. So right now I'm in Joshua again. And in Joshua, I found out that God told the children of Israel, said they should go to Moab and destroy it. Destroy everything. Only the gold, the silver, and the bronze bring to me. To me, not to anybody. But destroy every other thing. So Brother Ekan, one chap called Brother Ekan, he thought, you know what I'm saying? I could dig the ground and keep some that God cannot see it. Just like Jonah. Because I read Jonah, my son loved Jonah's story. And I know this story, but they write in such a way that is very funny. Jonah was saying, it was actually a movie, animation. He said, I'm going to run, God will not see me, I'm going to run away from God. I think, are you crazy? When we get to heaven, I'm going to ask you, Jonah, what were you thinking? Sorry, Sir Jonah, what were you thinking? What's running from God? Anyway, so, what was I saying? So that's when you were just forget. Where was I? What was I saying? So, and then, what happened? They found Achan out, and Achan was destroyed. His children, when I got there, I stopped there. I thought, what did the children do? It's animal and cows, and you know what? Revelation came to me. God, because I think God will fear God. It's only Achan that stood. Why the children? Why the father sin? Passed down to the children. And the way they killed them was, God have mercy. And it's the same God we praise. And we should remember that God is worthy of our praise. They stoned them. And killing by stoning is painful. I mean, nobody's there to give experience of that, and none of us here will be stoned in Jesus' name. It's not a quick death. It's not like the one they do now, go on, push, you're dead. Or the injection, it just begins to calm you down before you sleep and you sleep, die sleep. You go sleep, die. But what I'm saying is that Achan was destroyed. Of course, because the family knew about it. I think this is the point for us. Don't associate with yourself with people that are doing bad things. If they expose any bad thing to you that you think is not good, say it out. Because the day you will be caught, they will come after you. Okay? Alright, that's just a word for the word of knowledge. Second time, so anyway, because of that, they couldn't now fight Ai. So they were thinking, Joshua was thinking, God, what happened? You sent us, you brought us here to destroy all these guys, to take their land. Why can't we conquer Ai? We just conquer Moab. And what God told them, there's a sin in the camp. And so when God got rid of the sin, God now gave them a battle plan. Now, go and ambush Ai. God is such a strategic God. He told them, go to the back, send some guys to stay at the back. When, deceive the children of Ai to come out of their house, run away from them so they can pursue you. As they pursue, let the ones that have ambushed go into town, destroy the town, put fire, and then they will turn and see that their homes are, but they will turn back again, and then as they are falling, both of you come and sardine them. Sardine or poker them in front and the back. And they did that, and they overcame them. And you know what God told them? He says, everything you are going to get in Ai is for you. The gold, the silver is your booty. You know what came to mind? Instruction is so key. First one, don't touch it, it's mine. Meanwhile, they didn't know there's another Ai coming. They didn't know God had a plan to bless them. And that's one of the problems that some of us have. We see a blessing and we just want to help ourselves. This job, I must get it. Okay, they told the author that I'll use those as an example. Any big company, man, I don't want to miss this Microsoft Windows opportunity. But God's saying, no, it's not yours. Don't apply for it. Even though the person, the chief, somebody that is big in there just came to tell you that, man, fill the application, I will submit it for you. God says it's not yours. Don't push it. If you push it, you become insane, you lose the Microsoft, and then you lose the Apple one that God is bringing your way in the next 2 weeks. What I'm saying is that instruction is very key. And it's this same God that we praise. A God that has you in mind, even though you don't think that he has you in mind. A God that has sorted out your future, even though you don't know he's sorted out your future. All that we can say now is I can't pay my bills today. Meanwhile, God has sorted out, he has a big plan to sort out your future. He has a big plan to give you the job that will change your mind. And that's why we need to be patient with him. And it's the same God that we praise. 2 more points and we'll round up. It's the same God that did the miracle that we all know. Fish and bread. He turned in such a way that he fed how many people? 5,000 recorded. Without what? Don't ever forget that. That's not small, because the men and children are more than the 5,000. A miraculous working God. A God that can cause the finances that you have in your bank now. Okay. I know sometimes sometimes money may not be the answer, so let's do that. The money that you should have now, God can multiply it. The money that you're expecting, God can multiply it. God can do it in such a way that your 1,000 can become 5,000. Your 10,000 can become 500,000 without you doing anything. And all he would just be just to get somebody not to have rest in his house and begin to look for you. You know the story, I've shared it before. A general overseer wanted some money to continue building the camp that God has given for him to build. And they needed this money badly because I think that same day was the deadline for whatever. And one man from Jos or some Kaduna or some, I think it's Jos, couldn't, it's supposed, those that don't know, just to where the redemption camp is at least 3-4 hours drive. Oh, sorry, it's a long time. Apologies to everybody from Nigeria. 8 hours or 7 hours. Or 12 hours. All right. If I drive a Bugatti, give me a rough estimation. All right, because of the road that is bad. But my point is, I mean, you're all agreeing that it's a very long distance, isn't it? This man didn't eat his breakfast. From what I heard, he took his breakfast, put it in his car, and started driving to camp. He drove to camp, came there. I'm sure we'll have asked them, where is your general overseer's office? They told him, he sat in front of the office, waiting for a general overseer to come in. A general overseer came, saw a man sitting in front of his office. Is everything okay? He just gave him the money. Now I can eat. And from what I heard, he started eating his breakfast. I mean, it should have been launched by the ordinary. My point is that God can make people not to be able to do anything until they see you. They will wait for you until you come in. We've seen it as well. So, Samuel went to the house of Jesse to find a king because God led him there. That you're going to anoint a king when you get there. Now, this guy has 7 children. And of course, David wasn't around at the time, obviously because he was always working. In fact, different theologians would say that maybe he's a stepson, all sort of story. Let's even leave that for now. David was doing the work of his father, which is taking care of the sheep. And so, all the ones that they displayed, all the strong and hefty boys, the ones that have been eating well and they've been caring for, God didn't take any of them. God told Samuel, don't look at the appearance, look at the heart. And then, he says, is there any other son remaining? He said, yeah, there's one. There's one, is somewhere at the back side, taking care of the sheep. He said, we'll not sit down until he comes. And I decree in the name of Jesus, that whatever concerns you, whatever blessing that belongs to you, your people that has it in there, they will not be able to sit down until you come. In the name of Jesus. And so what I'm saying is that we round up, is that the God that we praise can do anything. He's a miraculous working God. And for those that worship him, not for what he will give, but worshiping him in sincerity, with all their heart, there are things that is in stock for them. We know example of David is a worshiper of God. David was so much a worshiper of God that even when he sinned, something that if somebody else did, it would have been destroyed. I can tell you, when you compare the sin of David to the sin of Saul, personally, I feel that David should have been shish kebab more than Saul. But because David has something extra, he was a worshiper of God. He was someone that praised God regularly, not for what he wants to get, but for just loving God. And I want to say to you today, as we begin to get, this is the Sunday before we end the theme on praise, before we move to another thing, I want to encourage you, don't ever miss praise. We went for FOL, like I said. The pastor, we had the prayer meeting with Pastor Adebe before the service started. When we got in, the first prayer we about just rise up, begin to pray, if I first thing we sang hymns. Joe gave us about at least 10 stanzas. 10, is it verses, what they call? Not verses. 10 verses of a song that he wrote. 10! I even thought I would have done 3. For me, I would have done 2 and one chorus. Maybe we'll continue the chorus. 10! Or even more than 10. I was able to write maybe 4 or 5. But when they were singing it, they were singing. He hasn't gone to my own point. Singing to show you there was a lot like he taught them. All because he wanted to worship God. And when we finish, he told us to kneel and begin to worship God. We worship God for a while, praise God, and then prayer that we praise. Did we even pray? And then he said, after the health well, we should line up again from the wherever we in front of it, and we line up into a room and go and praise God. They can thank God. That is a man that understands the power of praise. Praise is very important. Beginning from today, I want to keep, let it sink into your spirit. Always, always praise God. Continually. Not only when you are in need, but continually. Because the God we're talking about is our God. In fact, maybe next Sunday we're going to talk about what one of the important reasons why we praise God. Because you're going to heaven. This is what we're going to do in heaven. Some just say, I don't know how to praise God, and you're going to heaven. I've not read in the Bible that there's a transition place where you're going to be taught how to praise God before you come into the heaven. This is the transition. Learn how to praise God. Because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing 99.9999, 100% really, worshiping and praising God. And you won't get tired of it. And so get used to it. Say to the Lord, get used to it. And so today we're going to kick that off by praising God. I'm going to invite our Pastor Eben, to please come up, and then the guys begin to get ready. We're going to praise and worship God and praise Him with all our heart.
Join us or connect with us on social media. You can also visit our website, gracehaven.org.uk.